Good morning, everybody. It is 2 a.m. here in Houston. It's time for another morality lesson. If there's any delay between the releases of these episodes, keep in mind, like I said before, I am extremely busy. But back to what we're working on here. This is Thoughts If It Were You, Food for Thought by Neo Gentrics. Last time we covered respect and perseverance. Next, we're going to cover one of the more unused but is still well-known morals, self-control. By definition, that is the ability to control oneself, in particularly one's emotions, desires, or the expression of them in one's behavior, especially in difficult situations. This one is usually linked with morality on the terms that, willpower is one of the main things that people possess. Rather, self-discipline, where this is also something that is well taught in foreign cultures, usually in martial arts. Okay? So, what is self-control? Self-control separates us from our ancient ancestors and the rest of the animal kingdom thanks to our large prefrontal cortex, or rather our brain, if you will. It is basically the ability to subdue our impulses in order to achieve long-term goals. Rather than responding to immediate impulses, we can plan, evaluate alternative actions, and often enough avoid doing things we'll regret later. Yes, this also does include premarital sex, but that's a topic for another day. The ability to exert self-control is typically called willpower, and it will allow us to direct our attention, and it underlines all kinds of achievements, if you will. There is a significant debate in science right now as to whether or not willpower is a finite resource and all, but studies still demonstrate that exercising willpower makes heavy demands on mental energy, notably on our reserves of glucose, basically the sugar in your body, the brain's preferred fuel, therefore creating ego depletion. With self-control, you don't really have to worry about one having a really big ego, which is definitely a bonus. It's basically one reason we're more apt to reach for that chocolate chip cookie when we're feeling really stressed out, like for a test or something, than when we're feeling on top of the world. So, it's basically that. That is the definition of self-control. And it's basically something that scientists have still studying now. Like, how do I put this? They're trying to find a way to replicate the same effect that self-control has, basically with the same concept of ego depletion, but it has yet to come to fruition or basically give any steady results, if you will. So, with this in mind, ask yourself these questions. And then we're going to take a short break, and then I'm going to talk about ways to build up your self-control. But ask yourself these questions. Or think about these questions if someone has asked you. Has anyone ever asked you, why are you so impulsive? Can't you wait? Or why would you do that when you could do it tomorrow? Or why are you, or should you really be smoking this here? Or should you even be smoking at all? These questions are asked by a lot of people to different people, and, it basically comes down to restraint. Can you keep yourself from doing it? Just because he's smoking doesn't mean you should. But while peer pressure is a thing, and I will be covering peer pressure in a later date, it still comes down to whether or not you want to do it. It doesn't matter if everyone else is doing it. The question is, do you want to do it? And can you resist doing this? Okay?